It's 2024 and the watch market has gotten much softer. Most of the watches that peaked during the pandemic are coming back to the ground, including most Rolex models like the Datejust. That said, getting the best or most desirable configurations is still pretty hard. You'll likely have to wait a few weeks or months to get the call. But what exactly is the best configuration for a Datejust? Disclaimer: this whole conversation is subjective. What I like may not be what you like. You may disagree with my choice and you're entitled to your own opinion. Wait, what? You don't agree with me? Even though we are strangers on the internet who know nothing about each other? How dare you? Okay, in all honesty, this is subjective and it's okay if you disagree with me. But in my opinion, this is one of, if not the best Rolex Datejust configuration in the catalog. This is the 36mm Datejust with a mint green dial, a fluted white gold bezel, and an oyster bracelet. And I say that it's the best configuration for a reason. Actually, for a few reasons. I know, I can hear you say that a Datejust with a Jubilee bracelet is better. I get it. I've used Jubilee bracelets and they're great. But I'll elaborate more on my choice in this video. Hear me out. If you're watching this video, I assume you already own a Datejust or would like to own one someday, right? Why else would you be watching? So let's assume you want to get a Datejust and you've decided that it's the best Rolex model to get started with. And I think we can all agree that at retail, the Datejust is one of the best value watches you can buy. It's a great everyday pick and can do it all. It offers great looks, a comfortable bracelet, a super solid and reliable movement, and excellent value retention. Most of all, it's a great entry-level Rolex. Now the Datejust is Rolex's most produced watch. It's available in hundreds of configurations. You can choose between 28, 31, 36 and 41mm, blue, green, grey, black, white dial colors, diamonds or no diamonds, yellow, white or rose gold, whole milk, skimmed milk, soy milk, oat milk, almond milk, gluten-free, vegan and so on and so forth. Basically, you can pretty much get whatever Datejust you want. But for me, there are four main factors when choosing one. They are the size, the bezel preference, the bracelet and the color. For me, the 36mm represents the classic Rolex size. The first Datejust was released in 1945 with a 36mm dial. So the DJ was truly designed to be a slightly compact watch. This watch measures 36mm across, 44mm from lug to lug, 12mm thick, and a perfect 20mm between the lugs. So the proportions are just right and stay true to the original interpretation. Also, having a small 6-inch wrist, this size just works better for me. The watch is easy to wear and feels perfect on my wrist. The fact that this version has narrower lugs compared to the 41mm is a big plus. I've owned both a 36 and a 41mm Datejust, so I can confidently say that this watch is better proportioned and wears better on my wrist. By the way, I'm working on a full head-to-head comparison of the 36 and 41mm Datejusts, so consider subscribing so you don't miss that video. In fact, I know that many people, even with larger wrists, prefer 36mm Rolexes like the Explorer or this Datejust for the same reasons. Before we get to the bracelet, let's talk about the easiest factor affecting this configuration. It's the fluted bezel. The fluted white gold bezel is a must for the perfect DJ. This shiny bezel adds some dazzle to the watch, just a bit of oomph that makes the watch pop. Not that a Rolex needs any more dazzle, but I guess my primitive brain just likes shiny things. Whatever it is, it's the fluted bezel that's amazing. Also, smooth bezels are scratch magnets. If you lose sleep over scratches on your watches, come join the club. I know these are supposed to be tools and scratches build character and tell stories, but I just don't like them. The fluted bezel hides scratches much better and keeps your watch looking newer for longer. Again, my primitive brain in action. The disadvantage of the bezel is that it's loud. If you want a more subtle under-the-radar watch, this bezel ain't it. Oh, and it also costs over $1,000 more compared to the smooth bezel. But you're paying for the white gold, and I truly feel that it's worth the premium. By the way, if you're liking this video so far, please hit the like button. It really helps me out. Now coming to the bracelet. Let me start off by saying that Rolex's Jubilee is probably one of the best bracelets out there. I've had watches with it, and I know it feels super comfortable. But I feel like the Jubilee bracelet makes the watch even flashier than it is. It's very hard not to notice a Jubilee, and that does draw a lot of attention. The Oyster on the other hand tones down the watch a little bit. This bracelet makes the Datejust look slightly more sporty rather than an all-out dress watch. So in short, the Oyster makes the watch more versatile. Also, have you tried on this bracelet? I find it very comparable to the Jubilee in terms of comfort. Rolex just know how to make bracelets. Also, for some reason, I like the fact that the Oyster doesn't wrap around your wrist as tightly as the Jubilee. I find that the Jubilee bracelet sometimes makes my wrist a little bit more sweaty, while the Oyster is ever so slightly more breathable. Lastly, the color. The Datejust is available in 1,000 different colors. Okay, I may be exaggerating a bit there. It's available in 990 colors. You can choose from more classic options like silver, slate, white, or black. To me, these are slightly more reserved and, dare I say, boring colors. If I were to be more rude, I'd say that these are old people colors. Trust me, my first Datejust was a white dial. I'm old people. Other exotic colors like aubergine and pink, or even the iconic Wimbledon, are color combinations that just don't work for me. So that leaves us with the blue and green choices, which also happen to be the most desirable colors. Now, blue is my favorite color, and the bright blue and azuro blue dials look amazing. But the mint green, man, what a color. I'm not even a huge fan of mint green. In fact, I made a video where I specifically said that I don't like a mint green dial. But Rolex's interpretation of this color is awesome. To me, this is the perfect shade of green. Not too minty like the 12's lichen green, nor too flat and deep green like the one on the OP. Hot take, I'm not a fan of the OP green dial. Yeah, you can roast me now. But this DJ dial with the dynamic sunburst green is just so vivid and expressive. I hate to say this, but it just plays so beautifully with the light, and you can see several different shades of green depending on the environment you're in. It's so pleasing to look at. I know some of you may think that green is just a temporary fad, and that may be true, but this green Datejust, nah, it's no fad. It's really very attractive. Also to me, this color feels slightly more youthful and playful than most other configurations. All in all, a 10 on 10 for me. So there you have it. The combination of the size, bezel, bracelet and dial color make this the perfect Datejust for me. More than the aesthetics, I just enjoy wearing this watch. More than I enjoy wearing the 41mm Datejust. I know this video had a few controversial opinions and I may have ruffled some feathers. Let me know if you agreed with me or not. Also, if you do disagree, drop your favorite Datejust configuration in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed this video. Do hit that like button. Also consider following me on Instagram where I regularly post stories and other content. It's fun, trust me. Okay, talk to you in the next video soon. Have a good one.